For decades, Africa has been a land of untapped potential, abundant natural resources, and a rapidly growing population. But in recent years, a significant transformation has been underway. The driving force behind this change, China's ambitious megaprojects, reshaping the continent's infrastructure and future in unprecedented ways. At the heart of this transformation lies infrastructure development. China's involvement in Africa is often described as a modern-day Silk Road, connecting the continent's fragmented regions and unlocking its economic potential. Projects like the Standard Gauge Railway in Kenya stand as prime examples. Completed in 2017, this $3.6 billion railway links the port city of Mombasa to the capital, Nairobi, and has since extended to Naivasha. By reducing travel time from 12 hours to just 4, it has drastically improved the efficiency of transporting goods and people. But it's not just about speed. The railway has facilitated regional trade, with Kenya serving as a gateway to landlocked countries like Uganda, Rwanda, and South Sudan. Critics, however, raise concerns about debt sustainability, as the project was largely funded through Chinese loans. While supporters argue that such investments are necessary for long-term growth, the debate over the financial burden remains unresolved. Ports are another critical area of focus. The port of Dorale in Djibouti, expanded with Chinese investment, is now a strategic hub for trade in East Africa. Its modernization has enhanced Djibouti's position as a key player in maritime logistics, connecting Africa to markets in Asia, Europe, and beyond. However, Djibouti also hosts China's only overseas military base, raising questions about the geopolitical implications of these investments. Across the continent, roads and highways funded by Chinese-backed initiatives are bridging gaps in connectivity. In Ethiopia, the Addis Ababa-Adama Expressway has become a lifeline for trade and travel. This 84-kilometer highway, built at a cost of $700 million, is part of a broader effort to link Africa's major cities and industrial hubs. Improved road networks are essential for integrating local markets, but they also come with environmental challenges, such as deforestation and disruption to wildlife habitats. Energy infrastructure is equally transformative. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a project with a $4.8 billion price tag, has received significant Chinese support in terms of both financing and technical expertise. Once fully operational, it will be the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa, providing electricity to millions. This aligns with China's Belt and Road initiatives, focus on renewable energy projects worldwide. Solar energy is another area of collaboration. In Zambia, the Bangulu solar plant, funded in part by the Chinese government, has added much-needed renewable energy to the national grid. Projects like these are crucial for addressing Africa's chronic energy shortages, fostering industrial growth, and improving living standards. Urban development represents a critical aspect of China's involvement in Africa, reflecting a broader strategy to address the continent's rapidly growing urban populations and infrastructure deficits. One of the most striking examples is Egypt's new administrative capital, a sprawling urban project located about 45 kilometers east of Cairo. This ambitious $58 billion initiative, heavily supported by Chinese companies, is designed to alleviate congestion in Cairo, a city home to over 20 million people, and create a modern administrative and business hub. The new administrative capital will host government ministries, foreign embassies, and corporate headquarters, positioning itself as a nucleus for political and economic activities in Egypt. The city's design incorporates state-of-the-art infrastructure, including high-tech government facilities, smart transportation networks, and sustainable energy solutions. Its planned capacity to accommodate over 6 million residents marks a significant step toward addressing Egypt's housing shortages and urban sprawl. Beyond residential areas, the city also aims to foster economic growth through business districts and special zones for industries such as technology and finance. Green spaces, including parks and artificial lakes, are integrated into the urban plan, reflecting a focus on livability and environmental sustainability. However, questions remain about the affordability of housing in the city for average Egyptians and whether the project's benefits will reach broader segments of the population. Education and technological development are pivotal for Africa's long-term growth, and China has positioned itself as a key partner in these domains. By funding universities, technical training institutes, and scholarship programs, China is contributing to capacity building across the continent. These initiatives aim to equip African youth with the skills needed to participate in a rapidly changing global economy. For instance, China has been involved in the construction and modernization of universities in countries like Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and Kenya, often providing scholarships and funding for African students to study in China. Technical training institutes have also been established to support skill development in sectors such as engineering, manufacturing, and telecommunications, addressing critical gaps in the local workforce. On the technological front, Chinese companies like Huawei and ZTE have played a significant role in expanding Africa's telecommunications infrastructure. Huawei in particular has been instrumental in deploying 4G and 5G networks, connecting rural and urban areas to high-speed internet. This connectivity has opened new economic opportunities, enabling small businesses to access digital markets, improving education through e-learning platforms, and enhancing healthcare delivery via telemedicine services. However, this rapid technological expansion has sparked concerns about digital dependency. Critics argue that heavy reliance on Chinese technology could pose risks related to cybersecurity and data sovereignty. Instances of alleged surveillance capabilities embedded in some systems have further fueled debates over the long-term implications of these partnerships. Despite these challenges, the benefits of improved digital infrastructure are undeniable. By bridging the digital divide, China's technological investments have created pathways for innovation and economic diversification. Yet, ensuring that these advancements align with Africa's broader goals of autonomy and sustainable development remains a critical task for policymakers. China's investments extend to industrialization through the establishment of Special Economic Zones, SEZs. The Lekki Free Trade Zone in Nigeria is a prime example. Built with Chinese partnership, this SEZ has attracted manufacturing companies and created thousands of jobs. By focusing on value addition, such zones aim to reduce Africa's reliance on raw material exports and foster a more diversified economy. China-Africa cooperation is not limited to large-scale projects. It also includes soft loans, technical assistance, and cultural exchanges. Initiatives like the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, facilitate dialogue and outline long-term goals. These partnerships emphasize mutual benefit, but critics question whether the balance of power truly favors African nations. Beyond urban centers, China's influence reaches rural areas through community development projects. From building schools and hospitals to providing clean water systems, these efforts address immediate needs and improve quality of life. Yet, concerns about the durability and maintenance of such projects remain, as some communities struggle to sustain them once they are completed. Entrepreneurship and innovation are also gaining traction. China's focus on small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, has led to the creation of incubation hubs and access to microloans. By empowering local businesses, these initiatives aim to foster self-reliance and economic resilience. However, the impact of China's megaprojects is not without controversy. Environmentalists warn of ecological damage, particularly in sensitive areas. Social activists highlight instances of labor exploitation and lack of local workforce integration in some projects. Policymakers continue to grapple with the long-term implications of debt and dependency on foreign investment. Despite these challenges, China's megaprojects in Africa have undeniably set the stage for rapid development. They are transforming how the continent moves, trades, and powers its economies. Whether this marks a new era of prosperity or a precarious chapter of reliance will depend on how African nations navigate these partnerships. As we look to the future, one thing is clear. The relationship between China and Africa is reshaping the global economic landscape.